Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. My name is Bruce, one of the best centre backs around. Isn't that right, Emeka?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I have Emeka with me, non-league, non-league professional. I mean, does that make sense? Non-league footballer, but like you can also manage as well, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. So literally, thank you for jumping on. Listen, you know what? We're gonna start. It's just myself and Emeka at this present moment in time. I'm sure the other guys will jump in. And again, thank you to everyone that's tuning in. Please like, subscribe if you kind of love football, if you love vets football, if you kind of just kind of love football in general. This is the channel. I'm the second best content creator in the UK. Come on, that's fact. That's so hey. Isn't that right, Emeka?
That's right. Where's your trophy?
So today's topics. So from now until quarter past 8, we'll be talking about Patrick Vieira, how he's changed Crystal Palace's fortune, and then from 8:15 till probably about 8:45, could be a little bit less. We'll be talking to Sak, who's a founder of Orange Ball Coaching. And he will literally talk about exactly what he does. And then from 8:15 till 9:00, we'll be talking about this manager right now, Nuno Santos. And we'll be kind of discussing exactly what is going on at Spurs. And then from 9 until the end of the show, which I believe will be about 9:30, probably realistically around 9:45, we'll be talking about Vets football. Who's the best team at this present moment in Division 1 and Division 2? Because again, those two are the only leagues that I talk about right now. So again, thank you to everyone that's watching. And again, we will wait for people to actually come on. So let's kind of go straight into the kind of Patrick Vieira topic right now. Palace beat City yesterday for 2-0. And again, I would say it would be a surprise, but it's not. Palace have been playing pretty well. And Emeka, I'd kind of love to kind of get your opinion about how Patrick Vieira is kind of changing things at Palace.
I don't know if we could say it wasn't a surprise. I think everyone was surprised that they beat City. But I think with every new manager that comes in, you always get that new manager bounce. So I don't want to give him too much props too early. It could go left very quick. But I think what I would say, I don't know whether it's Vieira or the people behind the scenes, is they've recruited very well. I think he just has a better squad of players than what Hodgson had to work with. I think with Hodgson, they had to play defensively because they didn't have the attacking players available to him. But, with Gallagher and Edouard coming in, even Elise that they got from Reading, they've got such great attacking players now. I can think when Hodgson was in charge and they went 1-0 up, even though City were down to 10 men, you wouldn't have seen a centre midfielder get into the box late in the game. The second, they would have sat up have that type of player. The props to Vieira. I'm an Arsenal man myself, so I love what Vieira is doing. I think it's probably too early to be anything like that. He's got very little management experience, and I think Palace just got better players than what they had last season.
I mean, to be fair, Palace did start off pretty shaky. Of course, the loss against Liverpool, people were like, okay, well, this could be a Frank the First type of situation. Literally, it could be a quick exit. But Vieira has surprised a lot of people, and even against Arsenal were very lucky to even get a result. Come on now, I know you're smiling. But let's be real. Palace played really well. Coach Barry, as a Palace fan, again, we were kind of literally just talking about.
Have you said good evening? Have you said good evening?
Yes, we have started, Coach.
Good evening, Emeka. Good evening. How are you? Good evening, everybody out there.
Good evening. So, Coach, what Emeka's saying is that it's still too early to actually pass judgment regarding, Patrick Vieira's, I'd say, coaching style, coaching methods at Palace. have you seen a change, and how impressed have you been with Patrick at this present moment in time?
I think very impressed with the way he's brought down the age of the team. Palace was a very aging team. He's brought in some very good loanees with the help. Remember, Dudley Freeman now is the director of football, so he's done a great job as well with Patrick Vieira. The playing side, lovely to watch Palace play, especially the counter-attacking football. We've done well against many of the top sides over. I don't know what Mo's talking about. We've done well against Arsenal. I'm not Mo, Mecca. We've done well against Arsenal many times, and Liverpool and Man City. Yeah, with our counter-attacking style, hard worker. We're a good side. It's just that we're not consistent, and the squad isn't strong enough to be challenging for anything really. We're happy to survive in the Premiership, which keeps us going. But with Patrick there, I can see he's going to be building something. And the younger players he's got, what he's bringing into the squad, look really good as well. So we're not just buying players like before. I think Eduardo was a very good one from Celtic, very good buy as well. So we are building. We are just like you, Mecca. You're rebuilding as well.
Oh man, don't even get me started.
Anyone here is showing off. He's not really showing off this week. Is to Breeze with his half an hour of Liverpool.
we will kind of get onto my kind of my half an hour appearance. But again,
yeah.
I think and again, coach, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong. Probably a decade ago, Palace were renowned of getting, of literally recruiting within, kind of getting their academy players into the first team. And, with especially with the loan signing of Gallagher, he really went underneath the radar. But a lot of people are talking highly of this guy from Chelsea, I believe.
He was at, remember he played last year for West Brom, innit?
Yeah.
He's done very well there as well. He's a good player, but look at Chelsea's first team, man. Come on. And he's a midfielder. Come on. They got international top world-class players at Chelsea. So what Chelsea's doing, why Chelsea's so smart, they're on loan. Palace is playing part of his wage, still playing first team football, still getting all the experience you need. If he does really well, he goes back to Chelsea, still Chelsea's player, or they'll get 10 to 20 million for him. So it's great business for Chelsea. Chelsea's doing with so much of their players. I love the business model they have with their young players. And look, they all go to top teams, Premiership teams and top Championship teams. So it's a great business model they got for their young players, and they get the experience and bring them back. But with Palace, nothing's come through for years now through the academy, really. I think the other one that's come in the last 10 years is the one they Wan-Bissaka, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Mitchell came from Brentford, the fullback. He's from Brentford Academy. So we've got nothing really what's really come through Palace at the moment. So we rely on that loan system, because we had Loftus-Cheek before from Chelsea. So Palace really do rely on the loan system to keep them where they are. We're not a big like you, and you show offs at Arsenal and Liverpool. We're not like you guys yet. But
literally, I want to give a big shout out to Mark, my very good friend and a very, top-notch referee. He's a Chelsea fan, and he's just gone out and said Chelsea are gonna win the Premiership. I don't know at this present moment in time. I think as long as Palace are taking points off the top 4, top 5, I think it's going to be a 3-4 horse race. But again, kind of going back to Patrick, in terms of how he's kind of given even Benteke that kind of new lease of life. It's it's just so kind of nice to actually see a Premiership legend actually kind of coming back into the Premiership, back into London, and literally kind of again cutting his cloth with a kind of good experienced team. And
to Breeze or a Mecca, how come he didn't get a role at Arsenal? He's a legend at Arsenal. How come he wasn't offered? Do you know why, Mecca? Do you know why?
Because Arsenal's management is just terrible. That's why people that own the club are clueless. I would never know. Instead, we gave the job to someone that had no management experience at all. It was a weird decision. You had Patrick out there that had management experience, Dennis Bergkamp, Tony Adams, Omri. There were so many other Arsenal legends that you could have actually have managed the team before. But you went for the guy that picked up cones for Pep. I don't know. I don't know why.
Because he did do well at Monaco, did he? He had
no.
Well at Monaco too.
Yeah, he didn't. Really? I mean, I don't think he did well. I'm sure he managed in the States as well. I can't remember the team that he managed in the States, but again, not a lot of experience in terms of management. But again, what's the kind of one thing, guys, that Patrick has to be aware of now, like coming up to the Christmas period within the Premiership?
I think the hardest thing for everybody is to keep your squad fit and strong. Especially at a club like Palace, we can't get 2 or 3 injuries. We haven't got the quality in our squad to replace the top players in our squad. And I don't think Arsenal's really got that either. 2 or 3 of your main players got injured. I think, come on, I'm just being honest. I think you would struggle.
You're right now. We actually had a discussion about this yesterday. I think Arsenal actually, there's one thing I'd like to say. No, he's fixed the squad now. I think, he's got rid of
that. If you get 3 or injuries, you can be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Marcus just come in and said Arsenal have been run very well. So is Tottenham and so is United. All I can say is keep those managers there. Keep those managers there, 100%. Ollie at the wheel, 100%.
Mark is taking liberties. Who's that, Mark? Taking liberties, Mark.
Oh dear. But I mean, it's but I mean, do you think Patrick is probably looking at the Arsenal job in the next couple of years, or do you think he's going to be at Palace for a decade?
I don't know if he'll be there for a decade, but I don't think he's looking at the Arsenal job. If I was at Palace, I'll be thinking I could do a better job at Palace than he would at Arsenal. I think Palace are a better run club. And he'll get a lot more backing from the ownership than he would at Arsenal. So if I was him, I'd stay at Palace for at least another 3 or 4 years before coming to Arsenal. Arsenal are in a transition at the moment. It's not a good time for your management career to take on a club like Arsenal.
And like coach, what are the things that you've seen on the pitch that Patrick is doing differently from Hodgson?
I think we've always had good transitional play, but I think our organisation has got a bit better throughout the team. Before we was very good defensively, and we relied so much on, remember, Zaha. Zaha was the main one. But like you've mentioned, we've got Benteke now. We've got Gallagher. We've got the guy, what's the guy from Reading, the winger?
Elise,
brilliant. So Eduardo, we've got lots of attacking options. And Gallagher's brought that hunger and that drive in the midfield. Now that thing about that relentless work rate, tireless work rate, that energy, he's got that passion for it. So we've got that inside, which we didn't have, that young energy passion. So the side's changed a lot. We can go back and forth and transition much, much, much quicker. And Patrick looks like he knows what he wants. He knows what he's building there. He knows. Because a lot of the managers you've got in the Prem look like, I feel sorry for Nuno at Tottenham.
Well, we'll be definitely talking about Nuno at Tottenham later.
Oh no. We're going well with the youth coming in, bringing down the age. We're a different team. We cover the pitch much better, and the quality, like someone has also said, much better quality signings at Palace now.
Mm-hmm. And in the January market, what signings do you think Patrick needs just to probably solidify their Premiership status? With Palace, we need a stronger squad, like most teams. We need good players to cover, especially the spine of the team. So if we get a few injuries, we've got cover, so we've got depth. I think that's what Palace has always been short of. I remember when Zaha never used to play, we used to say, well, who's going to score now? Who's going to create the chance for us? But with these different options we've got from midfield as well,
it's changed the team completely. With the options with Gallagher, Alicia, they're attacking from different angles. Plus, they can get back quickly as well. So we need cover to stay where we are with young players who's getting the experience now. We need to bring in and build a squad. He's slowly building his squad. I heard something in the paper that he might even try to buy Gallagher, which would be great for us if he bought him. But it all depends what Chelsea say. And once again, it all depends on the price as well.
Yeah. And Marcus just come in and said, I agree with Barry. You basically need 2 players for every single position. You like briefly spoke about Zaha, and again, I think Zaha, I mean, I can't see him moving from Palace now. Like he's 27, 28, so he's literally at his peak now. And now he's a kind of almost kind of come out to be a very outspoken man now. He kind of like speaks about all different topics, like on and off the pitch. How important is it that like Zaha is literally on side and literally almost is like the spokesperson for Crystal Palace?
To me,
to like I know actually. Can I start with Emeka first?
He's a spokesperson for Palace. I mean, I don't know if he would class himself as a spokesperson for Palace. I think he just got to that point in his career where he's kind of he's a made man now. That in terms of sponsorships and things like that, he's probably not fussed. If he was to lose it, he wants to speak his mind. I saw when he came out yesterday talking about all the racist abuse that he got yesterday. So he kind of just owns it. I think there's things that are more important than sponsorship deals and things of that nature. And ultimately, if you're kind of made man like that, if someone's going to drop you because of your beliefs on racism, then so be it. That's probably a company you don't want to work for anyway. So I think he's just at that point in his career where you're not chasing the money anymore. Maybe when you're younger, you might, stay tight-lipped and not say anything. But now he doesn't need to, and he's got a great platform as well that he can kind of show what does actually happen to professional footballers, because they get a lot of stick. But it can't be easy. You're just doing your job and you're getting all of that abuse.
Coach Barry?
Yeah, I don't see what he's done wrong. It's just speaking the truth, isn't it? It's something what needs to be extinguished from football anyway. This racism and all this nonsense what keeps going on over and over again. I don't know if he's the leader or the spokesperson for the club, but I just wish other players would come out as well and speak their truth. Do you understand? Instead of holding it and bottling it up, come out and express themselves what's really happening at the football. I've been to games and heard the racism and I found it disgusting. So something needs to be done. So it's good that someone's talking. Well, you're saying he's going to stay to Brisa. He will have clubs what coming for him because he's that dynamic of a player, as you can see. He doesn't have to stay at Palace. If the right offer comes in, come on, we all know football. The right offer, right money, right club, you're gone. So my fingers are crossed. I hope he does stay because he's great for Palace. But I don't know if he's going to stay. We're going to see him there next season. I really don't know. That's my honest.
Yeah. What clubs are better than Palace that you could go to?
Don't think I'm going to say Arsenal, So
no, being serious. Not in a rude way. But Arsenal, I think our wingers. We're kind of set. I don't think we need any wingers. Man City, I don't think Man City need us out. They definitely don't. Liverpool definitely don't. United definitely like Sancho can't even get a game. I'm not going to go like bar Tottenham. And if I'm Zaha, I'm staying at Palace over going to Tottenham. I can't think of.
He doesn't have to stay in this country though, does he?
True, that's true.
Football
something tells me Zaha's like a London guy. I don't think he's like. I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't fancy going to like.
You're saying you're set with wingers, but you lot want to take on Sterling. So it's a contradiction what you're saying.
That's what I say. Yeah, don't believe paper talk.
Listen, I go deeper than the papers, mate.
You know what? You know what? I don't believe the Sterling rumor. One, like I said, we're set for wingers. And two, Sterling would not.
Who have you got there as wingers? Who have you got as wingers?
Who? Yeah, who?
We got Saka and Emile Smith Rowe, who are probably the two most informed wingers at the moment. And then there's backup.
Yeah, hold on.
Rowe's a winger.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays left wing for us.
The last time I noticed, like he was kind of playing very central.
No, mate, I'm telling you, I watch him every week. I promise you, he plays left wing for us. We play 4-2-3-1, and he plays off the left. And his backup is Martinelli. Then on the right, you've got Saka, and his backup is Pepe. We're not after Sterling. Where's he? He won't fit anywhere.
No, but you know what? You've like just named 4 players that don't really tie up Sterling's boots right now. So again,
what do you mean right now? Sterling don't kick a ball right now. It's Sterling that don't tie up. That's the thing. I don't like when people do this thing about the names and stuff. Like Southgate with England, Harry Kane has not been on form. Stop playing him for England. That's the way it should be. There's better informed English strikers than Harry Kane, but it's Harry Kane, he has to play. Even at Tottenham, don't play him. They were better when Kane weren't playing and Son was through the middle.
Harry Kane will be playing for England.
Okay, he shouldn't be playing for Tottenham. Though. He's not. Just because he's a name. He done well for
Harry
you.
Kane will be playing.
Well, you know what, guys? Like we will be talking about Tottenham later on. So again, thank you to everyone that's watching. You know what? Again, this is such an amateur move. So literally, I have Zach, founder of Orange Ball, in the green room. I totally forgot to send him the studio link. I'm there thinking, crap, like what, where's Zach? And I'm like, oh, damn, I've not sent him the link. So I'm just gonna introduce Zach to this conversation, and he'll be kind of talking about his like business, and then we'll do a quick Q&A. So let me just introduce Zach to the studio. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
I am well.
Good evening, sir.
I am so sorry. I literally thought I sent you all the details. So apologies. So literally, let me just say you're not late. It was me that's kind of being an amateur. So
listen, I was enjoying the chat, gents. Really not a problem. Really, okay. if I can't handle pressure, what's the point of Orange Ball? Do you know what I mean? I know it's lovely to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Great stuff, and that's a kind of perfect segue into what Orange Ball is. And could you just introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. So I'm Zach, founder and lead mental fitness coach at Orange Ball, which is the name of my business. And literally, we help people, and we help people gain some clarity around this area of mental health and well-being. And I use the term mental fitness because mental fitness are the processes that are involved in, really taking control of this thing that we call mental health, and developing it and working on it. So the term doesn't become a scary term. It becomes a term that we actively seek to improve and develop, just like we do our physical health and physical fitness. But the two are different. And we work in lots of. I have 4 pillars. So I work within the community with community groups, because it's very important to me that the knowledge and the understanding and the coaching that I have and I've built up over time, that I do take that to people in different communities who may not think about mental health in a positive way. I work in the education sector with teachers and young people. I work for small to medium-sized businesses with teams. But the reason that Bruce, that you and I know each other is because of my work in football, and especially with teams and individuals who are passionate about football and love football. And I have a program which is called the Mental Fitness Program for in football, and I work with currently with semi-professional football teams, and then more grassroots football teams, from first teams all the way down to under 8s, under 9s, and it's really to share that mental health is not a scary term. It's not a scary word. Our perception of it is perhaps what's wrong. Whereas as a positive psychology coach and a positive psychology practitioner, I focus on positive mental health and well-being, the other end of the spectrum. And if we continually work in that area, and it takes effort and it takes commitment, when we do face those obstacles and challenges, whether that's on the pitch or outside of football, we've got enough resources to deal with what's going on in life. And, you know, life is not easy, and life is never easy for anyone, I think. And we will always face challenges. We will always face obstacles. And how we process that, that's where that mental health term comes in. And if we've built up enough credit, we can handle it and we can deal with it. And it's still painful. You know, life is going to throw its curveballs at us. But we do more than just cope. You know, we can continue to thrive and flourish even when we are faced with these huge challenges.
Yeah, amazing.
That's in a nutshell.
No, that's brilliant. And Nino Brown has just kind of come in and said a really, really good subject to actually talk about. And one thing that I picked up when like you was kind of going through the teams and the people that you help, of course you kind of started at semi-pro and then you went all the way down to under 8s, which for me, like it kind of threw me back a little bit, because I would assume you know, kids at that age are just there just to enjoy the game, you know. So what like pressures do like kids at 8 and under have that, you know, people just may not know about?
If you go back to our own childhoods, gents, I think we're different ages, you know. So if I go back to my, let's say, under 8, and if I knew that voice in my head that would tell me I'm either not good enough, or I need to be a bit faster, or I need to be a bit stronger, or I've come off the pitch and I've not enjoyed the session, or the coach or another player has said something to me, and I've come away from that situation and it's playing on my mind, and I then lose a bit of confidence. I don't enjoy the game anymore because somebody else has said something to me that I've not liked. Now, when I break that down for an 8-year-old, it's, well, that's normal, first of all. And then how can we begin to process that? Is it true? Is it not? So what I'm working on there is those automatic negative thoughts that we all have. We all carry around with us, and just highlighting that to children and saying, well, that's all right. We all have it. As adults, we have them. It doesn't mean X, Y, and Z. It doesn't mean you don't go to football. It doesn't mean that it's true what that other person has said. Is it true? Is it not? And that's the processes that first team players begin to understand and develop. So again, Tabrice, you know, when I talk about mental health, it's not always about anxiety, depression. That's what can go wrong. It's the normal day-to-day aspects of mental health that once I begin to share, people go, well, actually, yeah, that's what happens. You know, dealing with strong emotions. Now, I work with, again, you know, passionate footballers, and football means a lot to them. And when that happens, emotions are amplified. And when it's positive, that's brilliant. It's when it's things like anger is amplified. Now, what is going on with an emotion? Why is it there? How do we begin to change our relationship with certain emotions? So it doesn't affect our behaviors in a negative way? On the football pitch, you will all understand what that means. Same outside of football. You know, if you get angry, what is it telling you? What is that piece of information? How do you react? How do you respond? So we can take that learning, and it is learning, all the way down to, you know, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, to try and get them to be thinking about this area before it's too late, before, you know, normalize it and make it a healthy conversation, as opposed to let's hide it. And then when they get older, they'll figure it out. Well, that's not working out for us. You know, it's not working out for young men in particular. It's not working out for lots of different communities who view mental health in a specific way. So hopefully that answers that answers your question. We don't go into mental illnesses. It's how mental health affects us day in, day out, and how, because football is such a beautiful thing, I can use football as a tool to begin the conversation. And then that hopefully then leads even children to think about life outside of football. How do they feel about school? How do they feel about their relationships at home? And is that a factor that they might need to process a bit more positively or in a different way?
Yeah, amazing. Coach Barry, would love to get a question from you.
Oh, well, good to meet you, Zach.
Likewise, Coach Barry.
Lovely breakdown of mental health from a different perspective, what people don't really realise. But the children I work with, we go through all those experiences all the time. Because in the city, I got boys coming to the club and girls from all different walks of life, and all coming out of all different environments. And I think what you'd be greatly needed is to deal with a lot of the people who are actually teaching the children. Because a lot of the coaches and teachers, they don't give the children a voice, and they don't even realize. Because some of the times when they're teaching, when you say something like, no, don't do that, or you say, why don't you you've got to turn out like that, you're killing away the voice of the person who's trying to learn. He hasn't got a voice to say, do I do it like this? Well, how? Instead of saying, how should I have done that? You've already broken down with a very close question or answer. And a lot of coaches I see do that, especially when you're teaching young boys. Because what a lot of people don't do, like Tabriz said, 8-year-olds, is the detail. When you're coaching, it's the fine details and recognize. Ain't just coaching football. You have to coach the players. Every player in your squad is different. So you treat them and you notice. When you're coaching a team for a while, you should know your players. You know when something's wrong and something's not right. Or they're being very quiet, or they're being very loud, like you said, the anger. So you know it's from something within, or it could have been something that happened way in the week, and they've come to football to just let it all out. So what you're doing is very, very important. And I think coaches need it just as much as players, who's teaching the children to open it and get them to say, you can come here and you've got a voice. You can express what's going on and why he's trained like that. Because sometimes you get boys come to training and you think, what the hell is going on? And if you ain't got the mind to say, pull him aside, have a quiet word, or you might not even build that trust with him yet. So it's difficult to even find out what's going on. But great stuff, Zach. Please, I'd like to
absolutely
get more information what you do and how you come across. But I'm just giving you a guide what I do and what I've recognized through my little walks and my little experience, what I've got.
Listen, Barry, thank you for that. And that's really insightful. And, as coaches, it's people's lived experiences and what they're used to.
Exactly.
For me, what you were touching on there is, I've been a football coach and that type of coaching, I've done all that. But what's really important for me, and I will always shout it, is that it's the human being first.
Yeah.
Human being first, footballer second. Now, some coaches, I can tell you, do not have that philosophy.
I know
and
that.
I'm not going to go into that right now. But whether I'm working with a first team squad on mental fitness, and it's more that type of work, is how your mental fitness, positive mental health leads to better performances. But it is still about the human being first. It is for them then to apply it to the challenges that they're facing as a footballer. But first, if you try and help the human being, the football and the performances will come. If you do it the other way around, it's not going to work because you can't separate the human being from their performance.
Well, that's what I said, Zach. That's how the closest thing I would say is the trust, gaining the trust of each other. So, do you want to ask a question? Should I ask a question then?
Please.
Now, I'm going to say, because you're going to lots of different environments and there's lots of different dynamics.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so you must have a various types of methods what you go in and deal with. Could you give me some of the, like you're coming to a club like mine, which is very grassroots and very, I don't know what to call it. We're like the bottom scale of grassroots, low funded, kids from all different types of background. So your approach is going to be completely different than going into a nice area where they've got everything. They've got a different kind of dynamic of problems and environment. So you must have different methods for different places where you go. I just want to know what kind of methods and style you deal with.
Yeah,
I know it's a long-winded question. Sorry.
No, it's a great question, and I think the best way for me to answer that is I am who I am. So I have a strong set of values, a strong ethos, and so on.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily change. What you see, whether I'm working for a corporate organization, they've all got, they're all suited and booted, or it's a grassroots community group who I have worked with as well. I don't particularly change, but the messaging and how things are described and explained are different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly. Yeah.
So for example, let's say we're talking about mindset and how a certain type of mindset can improve your mental health and well-being and performance. And there's one, I call that a dynamic mindset, and then there's the opposite. Now, that same information I share with the corporate team in an office, but obviously I describe it and explain it in a way that they can relate to. Yeah. Because I'm a coach, it's not about me. I just set the scene up, and it's for the participants to begin to link it to their world and their life. Yeah. I am not an expert on anybody's life. What I am an expert on is the stuff that I know, the mental fitness side, the coaching side, the positive psychology side. It is for you to begin to use that information for you, or for your team and for your squad. So that gives me a bit of space. I don't come into an organization and go, this is what you have to do. And it's like a tick box. Because as you've said, every team is different. Every squad is different. Every individual is different. Uniquely, beautifully different. And so, but mindset is mindset. And emotions are emotions. So the theories and the science stays the same. The messaging. So with children, there's, if I'm giving a presentation, it's very active. It's engaging. It's question and answer. It's not a lecture, And because I'm a coach, I use the principles of the psychology of coaching and how best to get the information across. My background is also in teaching, and I taught in one of the most deprived wards in London. So I know, I suppose that's what I get paid for. I get paid to have impact. And if I have to go away and plan, just like you boys would, if you're coaching, or Tabrice, before this session, all right, we'll not talk about the planning for this session, but you prepare, you plan, you prepare, and hopefully you have the impact, the desired impact. But just Barry, so for example, the next project I'm doing, I work alongside a community group in Croydon called Communities First, who are a charity. I think he's bugging off.
Yeah.
So I've done some work with some of the boys at the PKC Academy, which is the Prevent Knife Crime Academy, and delivered online sessions for them. So that's some of the community work. And then in terms of the education work, every school is different, every community is different. I've done some work with schools in deprived parts of Liverpool, and that's a challenging area, all the way up to posh private schools and those teachers and kids. But in the end, Barry, they're all human beings.
Yeah.
And when we strip away those types of differences, it's still a human being in front of you, and you hope that you can resonate with that individual or that group and have that impact.
Yeah. All right, great answer. That great answer.
Amazing.
That was a bit long-winded, Barry. It was a great question.
No, it's
very much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
And Emeka would love to hear your question.
Yeah, my question just with regards to the stuff about cultures that you spoke about. Kind of, I'll speak for my own culture. Yeah, I think mental health is still quite taboo and kind of not something we like to speak about or even believe in. So, how have you kind of found the adoption within the black culture?
It's a great question. And listen, lots of different communities and lots of individuals. We're on different paths when it comes to mental health and well-being. And again, just similar to my own upbringing and background, mental health was not talked about, or if it was, it was quite taboo. And all these weird and wonderful factors that combine when we talk about mental health. Because I focus on the mental fitness side and the positive mental health side, it allows individuals and groups to access the information in a more positive and proactive manner. Now, everybody faces challenges. So when I talk about stresses at work, I'm talking about mental health. When I talk about emotions and anger and so on, I'm talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Now that cuts through any stigma or any. If I talk about resilience, well, everybody's resilient. We've proven it in the last few years. If anybody says to me I'm not resilient, I'm like, well, you are. You're in front of me. You've demonstrated resilience. Now, how can we even make you even more resilient? I talk about mindset. I talk about your strengths and using your character strengths. I talk about values. I talk about dealing with negative thoughts and negative emotions. Now, yes, that is mental health, but it is for a purpose. Well, where will this lead me if I embrace some of this language and I embrace some of the stuff that Orange Ball is talking about? Well, if you go to work, you could probably handle the stress a little bit better. I think all of us want to be able to do that, regardless of your background, your ethnicity, what culture you brought up in, what religion you are. There's certain things that connect us as human beings, and that's the bit that I try and embrace and tap into. The performance element doesn't matter what type of community you're from or what you've heard about mental health. When you begin to talk about how this is going to make you better at whatever it is you're passionate about, music, sport, academics, whatever it is, we tap into that human level as opposed to, and I get it, Emka, there's lots of people who view mental health in a negative way and it's stigmatized. And it is a process and it is a slow process. But listen, some of the community work that I've done has been, I've had people who you wouldn't necessarily think would want to access a kind of course or personal development like the one that Orange Ball does, but they have done. So things are changing and things are developing. It may be a generational thing, like with a lot of things, it's not just talking about mental health, but I do think we are embracing some of the conversations a little bit more. I'm sure we can all identify somebody that we know who's had challenges, have faced obstacles, and they've not talked about it and not shared it. And the more that that's the mental illness side of things, and where things get a little too much for an individual. But that is just one part of mental health. There is this whole other area that I think we can use to bring more conversations to the table.
But Sak, like what you said, when people hear the word mental health, it always goes to the negative direction. That's the stigma it's got. Yeah. People don't realize mental health is also, like you said in your program, well-being. And
absolutely.
A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, and it takes mental fitness to get there. It just doesn't happen. You've got to do things. You've got to proactively think about thinking. You've got to proactively deal with emotions and work with emotions.
But Sak, do you think the majority of people's thoughts weigh up to negativity more than positivity? Because most people have, the majority of their thoughts are negative, and you're constantly fighting sometimes those negative thoughts.
Yeah,
I can't speak for everyone, so it's a challenge That alone is a challenge. And how do you manage it? Enough people aren't taught how to manage it. So what I'm saying, what you're doing is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. Seriously.
No, thanks, Barry. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, absolutely. So, psychologically, we have a natural negativity bias
Yeah.
in how our brains have developed over time, because it's there to protect us. In the end, those thoughts are there to protect us, and once you begin to share that with people, we all have them. Now, for some people, they can use those negative thoughts to help motivate them. For others, it has the opposite effect. Barry, with what you're talking about. So, for example, having learned what I've learned, now, when I go back to Bruce's question about kids, I didn't go to a trial at Bury Football Club because I thought they were racist and they're going to be racist towards me. So I never went to the trial.
Okay, yeah.
Now, that was all there. I did. You know what I was sharing? I don't know so the thought came in, Sack.
You created that.
I created that. Now, if I could have still had that thought and been brave enough to still go to the trial, I could be, but I weren't good enough. I'll tell you that now. But at the time, it was that negative thought, and I've shared this last week with a team that I'm working with, that led me not to go to the trial. And I just didn't have enough resources, a voice that said, well, no, you know what, Zach, give it a go.
Well, Zach, I hope you've released yourself from that. I hope has it traumatized you?
No, it doesn't, because I talk about it and I share it, and it's I'm strong enough as a character. It doesn't really matter to me what you might think now. I've processed that. And thought about the other times where I might have not done something because of a thought or an emotion. And now kick myself. I'm like, oh God, if somebody would have coached me on this area back then, who knows? Sorry, forgive me. Who knows where I could be? I'm happy here, but who knows?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. And could you give everyone your contact details? Oh, actually, I think I got them. But again, could you just tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, thank you, Tabri. So I'm on Instagram, Orange Ball Coach. I'm on Twitter as Orange Ball Coaching. My email is sack@orange-ball.uk. The website is there. I've got to update the website. But listen, happy to have conversations with, as Coach was talking there, with groups or teams or squads. At the moment, my work in football is so Middlesex FA are funding Orange Ball to work with teams and squads in the Middlesex area. I've done some work with Palace for Life and some of their education programs. I'm part of Surrey Football Coaches Association as an expert affiliate. And so, there's different ways that people can access Orange Ball. It looks as if I'll be working with Billy Rickey women's first team. I've done some work with AFC Wimbledon. So it ranges, the scope is very, so whoever you are, whatever level that you're at, I think, if Orange Ball can help and if I can help, I'll certainly try my best to. So please reach out. And I think the more people that know that this type of work is out there, that's what I'm up against, actually. People don't quite get what Orange Ball is and what mental fitness is and the benefits that it can bring. So things like this are wonderful. So thanks very much.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely welcome. And you're from up north, right? You're from Leeds.
Oh, behave yourself, to me. I'm from Lancashire. I'm a Burnley fan. If that helps, yeah.
To Breeze, don't go there. To Breeze, don't.
I'm just, I'm sure Sak and I have had a brief conversation in terms of my kind of footballing prowess, but I think we will literally leave that for another episode. But
absolutely, yeah. But I'm a Burnley fan, yeah. So a good win for us yesterday.
Yeah, great.
Our win. Was good.
Oh dear, Zach. Honestly, thank you so much for like coming on, and yeah, I'm sure that people out there are like going to be contacting you. I know. And again, if there's anything that I can do on this platform, just let me know. Let me know.
No,
Yes, Zach. Great talking to you, Zach.
Yeah, you too, gentlemen. Real pleasure. Thanks very much, and have a lovely rest of your evening.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, gents.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That was good. We need more people like that, man.
We need, again, it's just scary to think, kids under 8, under 7s literally have, I'm not negative thoughts, because I can imagine when I was that age, I kind of doubted myself, not even just in football, could have been, at school or like whatnot, and I think it's kind of good to be. I think it's good to have these type of conversations to really open up.
But to Breeze, think of it. Look at like some of the kids and the father or the parents' expectations. So now it's gone down to like 5-year-olds. People are expecting a 5-year-old to become a pro, and the pressure. Look at the mental health of that child when he's pressured all the way through for years and years.
Yeah,
it's all that side. Where does he get his help from? When he's crying out for help, where's he going to get that from? So it's very broad. It's very, very broad.
Yeah. So again, thank you to everyone that's been listening, and please put your comments. Please like, subscribe. Please go and follow Orange Ball. So the next topic that we're talking about Mr. Santos at Spurs. What is going on in North London? It all started off so well, top of the league. Scoring, well, not scoring goals, but they were just top of the league, just kind of doing things pretty well. Now they are languishing, I believe, 11th or 12th, losing against United, which, I mean, again, come on, man, at home. Harry Kane's not firing. Song just looks he just looks out of sorts. What is going on at Spurs? Emeka, I would kind of look to kind of get your thoughts.
Like Emeka cares. You think Emeka cares? Emeka's a gooner. What do you think Emeka cares? I don't know why you answered that question to Emeka. Look how happy he is. Look how happy Emeka is.
Look, I'm not even happy. I'm not even happy because as an Arsenal fan, this is what Spurs do. They Spurs it up. That's what they did. That's what they did. So, what's gone wrong? One, they hired the wrong manager. Levy is still at the club. Another thing that's gone wrong. And I don't really know what else to say. I think the way they started the season, as you said, top of the league, and he changed it to put Kane back in the team. They should have sold him to start with. He was never worth 100 million to start with. They should have sold him, and they didn't. And then now they're trying to get him back in a team where he doesn't deserve to. Like, his performances don't merit him to be in the squad, but he's still playing until they drop Kane, and they're going to continue to lose.
Headbed Security, big up Spurs for making us look like world class right now. Oh dear me, oh gosh. But I mean, Coach Barry, I mean, it all started so well. I know that you briefly spoke about Harry Kane. He just doesn't look interested at all, and do you think his kind of lack of interest is literally affecting the whole squad?
Well, I think he had an agreement, and the promise has been broken.
No, well, we think we know that he had an agreement, but no one knows.
The promise has been broken.
But see, that's just speculation. We don't know that.
I'm telling you that.
We don't know that.
I know to please. But seriously, can I be honest?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't know much about Spurs. I don't know much about Spurs. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest. Form's gone. Started off well. I don't understand the squad he's naming. A lot of the players, I think, are average. He's got some good players on the bench, and Dobley, Reguilon. I can't understand why they're not starting. Reguilon looked like one of the best fullbacks in the league, in the Premiership, and he's not even. He's on the bench. Nuno looks lost to me. You know, he started to go through that spell at Wolves as well, that funny spell. So I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what Levy wants. To be honest, I think that's what everybody. That's the question everybody should be asking. Yeah, I know you're saying money, Emeka, but I mean, what does he really want?
No way, we messed up, right? So Spurs got the new stadium, and his whole thing was they were meant to get a sponsorship deal for the stadium, and he keeps turning down every offer. Basically, he thinks it's worth more than what it is. And they still haven't got a sponsor, so that's why they haven't got any money to buy anyone. So when look, Kane, how old's Kane? 28, 29?
28, I think.
Someone's coming in 120 million.
Keep focusing on Kane, but why everybody keep focusing on Kane? What I'm talking about, the club had a direction when they had Pochettino, didn't they? They were going in a certain direction.
Yeah, and they moved.
What direction are they going? What direction are they going in now?
Arsenal were great, and then we moved stadium, and then we didn't have any money. Every Arsenal fan told every Spurs fan, enjoy this time now. When you move to your new stadium, what's going to happen? And it's happened. They can't buy anyone. And he hasn't got the sponsorship deal he thought he was going to get.
But has he got the right manager, Mika? How are they getting the
right manager? Because there were 8 managers ahead of Nuno that they wanted, and they all said no. Who would want to come into the Spurs job right now? As you said, their whole team's average. The one good player that they've got 2. So you've got Son and you've got Kane, and Kane don't want to be there. Why would you come to Tottenham when you look at what you're competing against? I'll say Everton have got a better squad than them. West Ham have probably got a better squad than them now. Like Tottenham are probably on paper have got like the 9th best team in the league anyway. Why would you want to go there?
Oh,
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, when like Tottenham were like building this stadium, you know, and you know, I've not seen it, but of course, everyone that's kind of been there said it's, you know, it's literally a stadium for the future, and you know, literally they have set the benchmark in terms of how stadiums should be built right now. And of course, you know, it was all great. You know, Kane was saying, you know, I'm going to be here for another 10 years, and I think Poch was still there, and now, you know, Dele Alli just looks like he doesn't even want to even play like football now. I think it's only is it Lucas? Is it Lucas?
Lucas Moura.
Look, yeah, it's only Lucas Moura who literally seems like he wants to still fight, you know. And again, you know, he can't do it by himself. Nuno, exactly what Emeka said, he was not even the 8th choice for this job. So, you know, it was already a poison chalice.
But I think Emeka's wrong. It's not the squad why they don't want to go to. I think managers still want to work for Levy. I think it's Levy's the biggest problem with their club.
That's what I mean.
Once it's not going his way, or the team's not, his first thing, he's got one way of dealing with things, and that's sacking the manager. That's his only way.
Once they get the sponsorship deal, they'll then have the money. But as a manager, obviously, when you're going in for those meetings with Levy, you're going in there and saying, "Look, this squad isn't good enough. How much am I going to get to improve it?" And Levy's saying, "There's no, I can't give you anything. So what? No manager's going to take the job." As soon as Tottenham get the money back, and you can say to them, "Okay, you can have 150, 200 million." Tottenham would be a great club for any managers to go to. But until then, if you can't buy any players for Tottenham, you can't do anything with that team. You just can't.
So how long are we giving Nuno in the job?
He'll stay there till the end of the season.
Coach? How long are we giving Nuno in the job?
Oh, man. Okay.
And act interested. Come on, coach. Act interested. You are on the show. You are on the show. You have to act interested, coach. Come on.
Yeah, but Spurs and Nuno is just. Oh boy. Tabriz, I just don't know. January. they'll get rid of him in the transfer window.
January.
Yeah.
January.
They'll get rid of him in the transfer window. Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Just
you never know. You never know. But hey, you know, let's let's kind of move on from Spurs. And again, thank you to everyone that's tuning in. Before we go on to our last topic, we're going to take a quick commercial break. It's going to last around a minute and a half, so that will give time to Coach Barry to kind of fill up on his liquor, and also for Emeka just to chill out like he normally does anyway. Good evening. This is the last topic of the show. It's 9 o'clock. Thank you to everyone that's been tuning in. We are going straight into, let me find the thumbnail. We are going straight into the vet segment. And what I said on the video, who's the best team right now in Division 1, Division 2, and again, we will literally talk about the results as well. And I'm glad to see Paul on the show. Black Klopp, how you doing, sir?
Not bad. Hello, everybody.
So before we kind of literally talk about like the main topic, I just want to kind of go through the results yesterday. So in Division 1, London South United 3, Johnson and Phillips 1, and Charcoal Vets 2, Charcoal Vets 4, Glebe 2. And what that means regarding the table: Charcoal off first, Stansfield second, Glebe third, London South A fourth, Johnson and Phillips fifth, New Park sixth, Cureham United 7th, Defiance 8th, and Metro Gas 9th. In Division 2, Bow Street Runners 3, Independent 6, Wallenham Veterans A 2, Sporting Santos 5. And what that means for the table as we speak: Independent are first, Santos are second, Seagas are third, Blackheath are fourth, Cray Wanderers fifth, London South B are sixth, Leon Star seventh, Wallenham eighth, Bow Street Runners ninth, Catford 10th, and Norwood Lakers 11th. Who's gone? Oh, yes, Emeka's gone. Thank you, Emeka, for your kind of input. Thank you so much. So Paul, you're the coach at Independent Vets. Would love to kind of get your analysis regarding the game yesterday.
Okay, so we played Bow Street Runners, who are sitting second from bottom, having a hard time. We knew, obviously, we had to keep the momentum as we had started the season with. Santos have started well, and basically we have to keep level with them. Started off well. Had a good team talk. Had a good warm up. Started off well. Pressing. Got an early goal, and you can see that their heads dropped. They haven't won a game all season, so it seemed to me that when a goal goes in, their mindset is here we go again. So it was sort of like, no, I don't want to disrespect them. It was sort of plain sailing. Got 4-0 up, and
within how many minutes? Was that probably within 25 minutes?
Yeah, about 25 minutes. But as it happens sometimes, the team takes their foot off the pedal. So brought them in for the second half. Had a good talk with them, and sent them out, hoping to get more goals. It didn't turn out the way we had wanted, i.e. more goals to sort of cut down the goal difference on Santos. But everybody got on. We saw some good things, some good goals, some really good goals, some good play, very good pressing from the front, setting traps. And yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. It was a good day. Good bunch of lads, I have to say. Bow Street runners, really good bunch of guys. Had a drink with them after. Had a good chat, had a good laugh on the line. So yeah, it was a good day. Yeah, that's the sort of games I like. Yeah.
And again, I like played the 30 or 35 minutes, and I think it was our second goal. We just really moved the ball really well, very, 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 very quickly as well. And it's probably one of the best performances. I'd say probably the best 25 minute performances I've seen from us, really.
That's what this team can do. This team can take the game away from you in a very short time. I know people say, "Oh, that's football," but this team, there's not a lot of bellies. In fact, there's no bellies. They're young vets. They're a young vet side, and they're very, very fit. In pre-season, we were training 2 days a week in pre-season, and that's what we do. That's what we do all the time. That's what we've done since we formed. 2 days a week in pre-season, and really hard. Well, you can vouch for that. Really hard physical fitness. Really, really hard. So they're fit because that's the way we want to play. We want to play on the front foot, the front three. That's where the press starts from, obviously. And obviously, as people know, if you're going to press, you've got to be physically fit.
Klopp, evening, Paul.
Hi, Barry.
Are we keeping the team the same week in, week out? Same starting lineup? Is that why we've been so successful? We've got the main starting lineup week in, week out?
We are keeping the main nucleus as the same, but
yeah.
But as you know, Barry, when there's a squad, you've got to give people game time because you just don't know when you're going to need them. And again, no disrespect to Bow Street, we sort of earmarked this as one of the games where we could give people time. So that's what we did when we knew the game was already gone in our favour. We started making changes because there's next couple of weeks there's some big games coming. So
I've heard that you've got, is it Santos and Charcoal coming up?
Yeah, we got Santos. Yeah, we got Santos. We got LSU coming up. So we got those 2 big games. So the guys are.
You got a fully fit squad. Is everybody fit?
Very fit. Very fit.
No injuries.
They're clicking.
Is Mel back?
Mel will be back next week. Yeah, Mel will be back next week. So, so we've got away with it, so we can't, we got away with it, an injury. and we haven't dropped any points. So that's good.
Yeah, brilliant, great stuff. Man.
Yeah, that's good.
And Paul, Coach Barry mentioned at the beginning of the show my 30-minute cameo. Can you kind of elaborate to like Coach Barry?
He's getting better, Barry. As we said from the start of this, if he turns up, he's battling for a shirt. And this season, his mindset has been.
Did Debris start?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he started.
He seems getting better, but he got injured last week.
He was unlucky. He was brave last week, and
then this week he's injured again.
This week, I have to say, I never saw what happened. I thought it was a concussion again, and he said it wasn't. I don't actually know. I mean, I have to watch the footage back to see what actually happened with him.
But Debris, is it true what I heard? Debris, is it true what I heard?
I don't know. Okay, go on then, and then literally, I will like correct you because I know I have to correct you.
You went down injured and you said he hurt me. What's going on?
Oh, jeez.
That could be right, Barry. That could be right.
So okay, so literally, what happened? And again, it's it was Corn Film. Is actually there was kind of two things that I wasn't really happy with. The first thing was my challenge. So Avila kind of watched back regarding my challenge on their right winger or literally they're like attacking player. I thought I won the ball. The referee called a foul and was looking to book me because he said I was out of control. I don't think I was out of control. But hey, you know what? That's kind of up for debate. The reason why I got taken off, I went for a header and I was running backwards. I went up for a header and I collided with their player and I literally flipped over that player and literally I landed on my shoulder and back. So literally I was literally winded. I wasn't, I did, when I was up in the air, I did think for that split second that I'm like, shit, like not again, but I was thinking just like protect myself. It was just winded. I was literally winded.
Okay.
More so than anything else.
I just want to call out some players from this week.
Yeah.
That had, I thought, I don't like to, because it's a squad game. But there are some individuals now that are reaching levels that are very impressive.
You got to say Nelson.
Well, yeah, Nelson.
Yeah.
Again, breaking.
His name's getting called every week. Nelson's
breaking lines, with the ball. Unstoppable. Big. Can see a pass. Strong in the tackle.
But Paul, you've got a good combination in there. If you've got Nelson and Nathan in there, is Nathan in there?
The black Brad Pitt. He loves those tight white shirts, but he can play. Yeah, he's a quality player. And then obviously you've got Temper, who sweeps up, defensive DM. The back four is quality. The wing backs, there isn't much that gets past them because they've got pace.
So who is at the back?
Jamex.
Debris and who's in the middle? Debris and
Jamex. This is just it can change from time to time, but there's Jamex, there's Mr. Townsend, there is either the host, or we can put Doc in there, who's found his form again this season, playing very well. And then on the right-hand side, there is
Carl.
There's
Easty.
Carl or Easty.
Or possibly even DX as well.
Yeah, or Easty or DX. So as I said, it can change. And when it does change, it doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest, because the squad is that strong. Midfield is very strong. The front three causes problems
Who's the front three?
Nino, Dash,
Dash.
and Darren.
Darren.
But
Okay.
also comes in Mr. Ty comes in there sometimes. We've got Damien that goes in there as well.
Yeah.
So again, doesn't matter about the changes. The team is always strong, and they know what they need to do. But this week, Dash, even though we were playing a team that was very low in confidence, he bagged 4 goals. And
Wow, that's good. 4.
Yeah, 4 goals. Could have got more. Could have got more. Guys, you know when they say that a forward, needs to score goals to get confidence. His confidence is sky high. I don't like to praise him too much because you don't win nothing in October. But yesterday and the week before, I have to say I enjoyed my football. Really enjoyed it. Nino, always a danger. Darren scored a absolute peach of a goal last on Saturday. Absolute peach of a goal. And he's capable of that every week. And in fact, they all are capable of that every week, So, yeah, it's, as I said last week, I'm looking forward to the 2 games against Santos. Really am. Good bunch of guys, Santos. We have very good banter with them. We have the right banter. Banter with them. Huh?
Well, Townsend said he ain't been playing.
Townsend played last week.
Oh, so why is he saying he's okay? All right.
Townsend played last week
because he's not good enough anymore.
Well,
anyway,
Townsend played last week.
But you know what, Paul? And again, you are very, very honest with your assessments. And again, I'm literally going to pitch you this question. At this present moment in time, who's the best team in Division 2 right now? Oh, actually, so before you give your answer, let me kind of give mine. Of course, it's going to be out of Independent and Santos. At this present moment in time, I have got to give it to Santos. The reason being is, okay, we've played one more game than them, but that doesn't really kind of go into it. The only reason why I've said Santos is that they've played a Division 1 team. Yes, Defiance are not the greatest, but they've literally played a Division 1 team and beat them. That's the only reason why I've said Santos at this present moment in time.
I see your method of thinking, and yes, they are a very good outfit.
Have you both seen them play? Have you seen them play?
I haven't. I will do before we play, hopefully. But I haven't. They are a very good outfit. I've seen them on video. I've seen one of their games on video. And to be honest, that game I was a bit disappointed in them. But I'm sure they are better than that. They are a very good outfit. But I have to back. I mean, I don't think we've even got out of second gear so far. I really don't think we've even got out of second gear. I think there is at least 4 more gears to go for this team, really. And I think the bigger the challenge, the more they will rise to it because they've got it in the locker. They really have got it in the locker. You know what I mean? They've been together now a season. They're used to winning. They've won cups together. The banter is unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, people throw shade about jealousy. I don't know. I don't understand that because I can only be jealous of something that you've got that I want. And there is nowhere else I would want to be on a Saturday, but with these guys, the banter is ridiculous. And the football.
I think it's difficult to answer that question if you haven't played.
Exactly.
We haven't played the game. We haven't even played yet.
Yeah, I have to back mine, but they are two very. I can't see.
Are the styles? We're going to ask Paul. Are the styles similar or are they different styles of football?
I've seen one game of theirs, and their style isn't the same as ours. But again, that might have been their off game or whatever. But their style isn't the same as ours, so it's going to make an interesting game.
Yeah. Okay, that makes it.
Make an interesting game.
Yeah, I mean they beat us in the league last season. Was it?
Yes,
was it last season? But
and we beat them in the cup.
Yeah,
but both squads have changed, isn't it? Both squads have changed.
I heard that they've changed.
They've changed.
Different manager now. So maybe the everything has changed. He's brought in maybe different ideas. I mean, they've started off well. You know, as I said, we've both got the points on the table. So I can't see the champions are coming from one of us.
Yeah.
I don't
And
care.
what I like, there's goals in both teams, man.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
lots of goals in both teams.
Lots
man.
of goals. Lots of goals in both teams. Lots of
Yeah.
goals in both teams. Yeah, it's gonna be a blockbuster, those two games.
Yeah.
And Coach Paul, who's the dark horse in Division 2?
No. Catford the second. Barry, you're dangerous, you know.
Yeah, I know. You know it.
You're dangerous. Catford are playing second division next season, and they know it. I mean, you to Breeze keep on saying Blackheath. I don't. I don't. I don't see Seagas because I know what they're about. Don't see them. Maybe LSUB. Maybe LSUB. Yeah, maybe thereabouts. But, you know, Blackheath, I believe Blackheath have got Wallenham next week. That will be a big test for them.
I think we've got the advantage though, Paul, because we've got the points on the board.
Got the points on the board.
That's the best thing we can ever have. Once you put pressure on everybody else.
Seagas keep on cancelling games for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We know the reason, but they keep on cancelling games and getting away with it. So that shows me that your squad isn't strong. So we'll see. I can't see the championship.
What about when you said Leone? What they call Leone?
Leone Stars, I think their start of their season has hampered them.
Okay.
Their start of their season's hampered them. Because as you said, us two haven't dropped a point so far.
Yeah.
It's a big climb for them now. It's a big climb. Because they will get better. But I think it's just too much for them.
And you can't see it. We have to lose about 3 or 4 games.
That's what I said to Nana last week.
Yeah.
That's what I said to Nana last week. You know,
I can't see that.
I can't see Santos or us losing 5 games this season. I mean, it can happen. Of course it can. Anything can happen in football. I just can't see it. I can't see it because winning breeds confidence. You know what I mean? And when you're stepping on the field and a team looks at you and says, bloody hell, they haven't lost a game in 7 and they've scored a lot of goals, it does something to a team. You know what I mean? Remember, we're not professionals. We're just normal people. You know what I mean? Normal guys.
So is it Santos next week?
No.
No.
Our cup game.
Yeah, it's the London Cup. It's Kwame.
The London Cup against the 3rd division side.
Yeah, Kwame.
And then I think it's Charcoal.
It's Charcoal.
Oh, is it Charcoal? Where's that game? Are we home
at their place?
It'd be their place. Actually, before we kind of talk about that, because I know someone literally put in the comments regarding us like a score prediction. Paul, I'd kind of like to kind of get your opinion. Who's the kind of best team right now in Division 1?
I can't say because I don't know. I know LSUA, their family, very good players.
They played my friend's team yesterday.
Eh?
They beat my friend's team. My friend runs Glebe.
Yeah, so
he's the secretary for Glebe, and I heard that Charcoal beat them yesterday. So they must be the strongest or one of the strongest in that division.
To be honest, Breeze, and you might say, oh, that's a cop out. That division doesn't bother me, doesn't concern me because we're not in it. So whatever happens in that division doesn't really matter to us. You know what I mean? Until we get there, if we get there, then it will become something that we have to think about. But until then, the 2nd division is all that I think about. Teams in the 2nd division is all what I think about. All what I think about.
Cool. Well, I mean, again, because this is like a vet show, I've like got to probably say something regarding like the best teams in Division 1.
Yeah.
Of course, with like Charcoal beating Glebe, and Charcoal are, I believe, are unbeaten. Like you've kind of got to say at this present moment in time, Charcoal are the best team in the division. I said that Glebe was going to beat them. And they like didn't. Was I shocked or all that surprised? I don't know, but I mean, again, because Charcoal haven't played for 3-4 weeks, I thought that their match fitness just would have just tanked. But They literally got the result. LSU A, I've said from the get-go that they're the favorites to win this division. And I still stand by that. Because again,
they're a good side. They're a
Yeah.
they're a good side. I know their players. I know their management. Very, very good, knowledgeable. Very good side. Very good side.
And championships, and you like don't give away medals before Christmas. And I read,
But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything that we're top and Santos are second, and we haven't won a game. We haven't lost a game so far. It doesn't mean anything because who knows what's going to happen. So it doesn't mean anything. And all I can say, as Barry said as well, we've got our points on the table.
Yep.
That's all we can say. It doesn't. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? You just got to keep the intensity and keep the guys focused. That is it, man.
And again, I'm like guessing that you probably don't care, but who's the dark horse in Division 1? If you
Tabriz,
that's LSU A.
I can't be involved in that because then that would take away my concentration from the second division, which is where we are. So it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Tabriz, your management is focused on the task. Your management is focused. You don't get it. Tell him again, Paul. Tell him again.
There's some good teams in the first division, of course. The teams that know how to play football, of course there is. But our focus is on the second division. That's where we are. What am I talking about first division teams for? I'm only going to meet them in the cup games. And cups, it's only a bonus to us. Only a bonus to us, cup games. You know what I mean? Your meat and gravy, as some of them guys who eat that sort of thing, meat and gravy, is the league. You know what I mean? That's the league. You know what I mean? Cup is just a bonus. It's just a good day out. If you don't get it and I win the league and we win the league, it's a good season for us. Simple.
Daniel Bassett probably put in a charcoal independent prediction. Independent win.
Well, yeah, of course we back our
independent win.
We back our side. Of course we back our side.
100%.
Stupid. What did you expect me to say? I don't know who he is, but what did you expect me to say?
Listen, you know what? Like, it's not going to be an easy game. 100%. I think everyone knows that. And like they have qualities, they have strengths, but so do we. Like independent as well.
Of course, anything can happen on the day. We've played first division sides for 3 seasons, and sometimes we've got beaten by them, and sometimes we've beaten them. Anything could happen on the day. But again, as I always say, nobody knows you on a Monday morning at the bus stop, man. So you can bring it and you can give it all. Monday morning, it don't
gentlemen, is there pitch to our liking?
I think they're going to play on I would imagine a very, very good pitch because they're a ball playing side.
So it's a nice big wide pitch,
which falls into our hands because the boys are fit. They don't have bellies. They press all day long. So it will be a good game. It will be a very, very good game. Whoever wins it, good luck to them. That's all I'm saying. I've got to back my side, our side. Got to, obviously. But you know what I mean? If we fall short, it means we wasn't good enough on the day. Back to the league.
Yeah. I would say this, this is like one of the, I'd say, marquee games for like vets like football in general. I think, if like, anyone's got a spare Saturday, honestly, come and watch the game.
But where to Breeze? Where is it?
You know their ground. I don't know.
Is it there? So Elton Town, if it's at the same place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Elton Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Paul, you and actually Coach like Barry's kind of spoken about the size of the squad and literally making sure that everyone gets kind of game time. To like Coach Paul, when like certain players, and and of course I'm sure that but there's players that have spoken to you regarding the amount of minutes that they play. what's the first thing that you kind of say to them to kind of, I won't say to actually get them on side, because everyone is like on side in terms of what the management's doing, but just to kind of cool down the conversation?
Well, Ray's the manager, and he's very fair. He's probably the nicer one out of both of us. We give everybody a chance. There's a requirement for training. Everybody knows that requirement. There's going to be times where people just can't make it for football, or they turn up late. You get your chance. And if you get your chance, you have to make it pay. You have to make it pay, because the squad is strong. So you've got to say, right, I've got my chance. I'm not going to let this shirt go now. Simple. I use you as an example. You was a little bit despondent earlier on in the season. And look how the season's panned out. Not because you came to us and we've pandered to your little bit of crying. Because well, it's true.
I didn't cry.
Well, you might as well have, right? The football opened up, and I had a conversation with you. I said that, you see, look how that's how football is.
Yeah.
Someone's got injured, you've taken it in. Now it's you. Now they're having to win.
Paul, who's injured? Sorry, who's injured?
No, it was Dwayne, Mr. Townsend. Townsend got injured,
and I've taken his spot now.
Well, I don't know if you've taken his spot, but Townsend got injured, and Tabrice had been crying a little bit, whining about not getting starts.
It's a new signing player. You got a new signing at the back as well?
Yeah, we got a new signing at the back as well. His name Chewy. So Tabrice, got his chance, and he's taking it with both hands. Same with everybody. And
Tabrice, you're playing better than Townsend.
Obviously.
No, Townsend's still injured.
No, I thought you was keeping him out. I thought you were trying to.
Listen, you know what? And again, with all jokes aside, am I vocal about my kind of playing time? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And I've like said it on this program. Certain situations shouldn't have been said or shouldn't have been aired in front of certain people.
Yeah.
Listen, I kind of want to play 100%. I am committed. So again, when the kind of team is getting stronger and stronger, and like you like feel as a player, and that you can't get the game time for whatever reason, yes, you are going to be frustrated. I'd say for the past 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks out of started. And again, Paul, literally Paul is I'd say one of like the first people. Like he will kind of text me stuff. And exactly how Paul speaks now. Like that's literally how he will speak to me. It's just very direct. It's black and white. Tabrice, you played shit. Tabrice, you played well. Tabrice, what you doing? Tabrice, da da da. And literally, I kind of have to look at it, absorb it, and then okay, I have to perform better. I've got to do things better. But again, even kind of last week, Paul texted me and said, "Look, Tabrice, you played well. What are you gonna do this week?" That was a question. He kind of literally left it in terms of a question. What are you gonna do this week? And literally, that was it. So.
But Tabrice, it's about your consistency, isn't it? You've got to perform consistently. No guarantees in that team, not just your position.
Exactly.
I don't think any position is guaranteed. If you're not, there's someone waiting in the ranks.
Exactly.
Again, like we can have a striker that scored 5 or 6 goals, and actually he's not started a single game. In other teams, that striker would have been starting, and literally he would have been top goal scorer for that team. So can literally that's the
beauty. That's the beauty of having a very, very strong squad.
So your mindset, Tabrice, should be like, no one's like Paul said, I'm staying, I want to play. I don't like being on the bench. Your mindset should be, I'm staying, this is my spot. Can you make it your spot? Your mindset should be like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was pissed that I was coming off at 34 or 35 minutes. I will, because again, I was absolutely fine, but I can see what Ray was trying to do is kind of trying to, because like again, how I kind of fell over, possibly like it looked like it, like it was another head injury.
He has to though. Has to.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to disrespect the opposition, but at 3-4-0, it was just about how many rather than anything else. And again, that's not being disrespectful to the opposition.
No.
So kind of literally, it was an opportunity to like take me off, and again, just to kind of make sure that everything was like cool. So so again, everyone that kind of comes on, they are kind of, well, literally not performing to an audience, but they just have to show exactly what they can do. And again, that's the kind of beauty of the squad. Again, exactly what Paul said. Everyone is really fit. Very tenacious in the tackle, clinical up front. Yes, of course, with kind of any opposition, they are going to get their 5-10 minute spell. They may have a chance or two.
Of course,
that's just football. But again,
as I've said, this team can take the game away for you in 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. That's what this team can do. They can score goal after goal after goal, and I don't care who you are. We're vets football. We're vets footballers. We are normal guys. You go in at 4-0 at half time, there's a big hill to climb. You know what I mean? And you might not reach the summit. Just normal guys. You know what I mean? Normal guys, normal diets. You know what I mean? Got a belly, whatever. You know what I mean? So this team can other teams can do the same as well. Can take the game away from you. I'm talking about the team that, I'm associated with. They can take the game away from you in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, you look around, you're like, bloody hell, 3-0. Where did that come from? You know what I mean? Because they've all got pace. And we all know pace kills, especially in vets football. Pace kills, man. Pace kills.
Picture Photography has just said that the London Cup game, so I was just kind of looking through the messages to see if I've missed anything. It's been moved to the 13th of November. So
the charcoal game has been put back now.
I believe. Okay, so that means we may not have a game this week. I don't know.
Have a game next week.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. We may not have a game next week.
They said you got London Cup this week, hasn't it?
No, it's been put back.
Yeah. It's been put back to the 13th.
Yeah. So that was meant to be the charcoal game. That was meant to be the Bexley Cup game. That's going to be moved now because we're playing in the London Cup that game. We're playing the 3rd division side at their ground, which will be another good game.
Yeah.
They've scored a lot of goals. So,
and again, from Division 3, Division. Well, I can't say Division 3 because I don't know a lot of the teams in Division
anybody
3,
can beat anybody, man.
Anyone can, yeah.
If your mind's not right, anybody can beat anybody. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean, anybody can beat anybody. Who would have said little old us would have beaten Defiance and VCD? You know what I mean?
When we were Division 4, I think we were Division 4 team.
Established first division teams, with good. I mean, the VCD team that we played, you could see their players know their way around a pitch. They've been around. You know what I mean? And our mindset and the game plan set out worked. You know what I mean? It worked. So anything can happen on the day.
Basically, said, give me another week of rehab, and I'll try and get my place back. What is that? Just on the bench? Because I heard that he was lying off first. This
guy is a Rolls Royce of a defender, and that's no disrespect to the other defenders, but he's a Rolls Royce of defenders. I always say that if you come off as a defender and your kit is clean, and you work, you put yourself in, you put yourself in positions, Barry, where you don't have to go to ground. You can send players down dead ends and stuff like that, and that's what he does. He is a quality defender. It must be a joy to play with someone like that. It must be a joy to play with someone like that. He's got pace. He cleans up
He makes defending look easy, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not a disrespect to you, to Breeze.
You know what? It's okay. It's all right. Come on,
Tabriz
man.
has got
He's
Your strengths
there
are
are-
different to Breeze.
There are games where Tabriz comes into, and
Yeah.
teams always fall into that trap where they, because they can't play out from the back because we press so high up, they have to kick the ball, and that falls into his armor because he loves that. You know what I mean? And as you know, Barry, you if you're a forward and the defenders won 8 out of 10 headers, the 11th one you're not really going to go up fully committed because he's won 8 of them already.
Yeah.
He's a big, you know what I mean? I hear him calling for it already. I've got work on Monday. Okay, you know what I mean?
Breeze, it's your differences why you complement each other so well.
Exactly.
Just think of it like that.
Vidic and Rio.
Yeah, just think of it like that.
Vidic and Rio.
But
You both need each other.
Let me say, there are positions that can be taken away from these two. You know what I mean? If they don't
100%.
perform, Chewy's a very good player. Doc is playing out of his skin. You know what I mean? So there are people that can take their place.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. And again, like it's kind of not even just players that that can take your place. The quality will probably even go up. So it's so like they're not changing it just to for like the kind of quality to decrease. Like you really have to be on your P's and Q's every training session, or literally even like when you're warming up. I know Paul and Ray are kind of looking how people are. Even like when
warm up is important, man. Warm up is important. I always say that to them. I know.
I hope they're warming up properly. Are they warming up properly, Paul?
Yeah, of course, they have to with me. They have to. I know if they don't warm up, I know what sort of game we're going to get, and they know they're going to get a run because they know that is the benchmark. That's where it starts. What I will say, I don't know how long I've got. What I will say to the new players: do not give up. I know sometimes you're a little bit disheartened and stuff, and you're giving up your Saturdays and stuff. Do not be disheartened. Do not think you're being looked over. It is not the case. There will be chances. Trust in the process.
You've got to wait for your opportunity, isn't it?
Trust in the process. But remember, if we win, you win. That's, remember that. If we win, you win. Simple.
Yeah, it's true. Nelson said, Dwayne has been one of our best players. For me, he's come back from adversity and gone from strength to strength. Yeah, it's true. And again, he's a kind of calming influence for to let the back four or back five, if you kind of include the keeper, and it just transcends throughout the whole team as well. And even when Townsend may like make a mistake, which is very, very rare, it's like, it's cool, I'm like hands up, cool, and then we just move on. Like there's there's no
he's
there's
very
no
calm.
kind of it's very calm. Like like we can't go like back in time and they'll change certain things. We just move on. So yeah.
No, but I'm again. When we get the Santos dates, people, if you're free, come down because that's 2 very good vet sides who play football, and as Barry said, there's a lot of goals in both teams, and there will be goals. There will be goals. So if you've got a free weekend, you don't know nothing, you don't know a lot about Vets football, watch the show, wait until you hear the dates, and come down because it will be a joy. You'll be surprised. I'm not surprised at Vets football, but the people out there might be surprised.
They will be coming to win.
Of course. Oh yeah.
No, thank you for that. And just to kind of let you know, and I'm going to put it out there. I kind of contacted Wallenham, New Park, Stansford, and all of them have said they couldn't do today because of the Halloween celebrations, but they've like promised that they will literally come onto the show either
Don't
next
you have
week.
someone from Charcoal on your show?
No one from like Charcoal.
Woman.
I thought Laura. Yeah, I thought Laura was like going to come on.
Okay.
So yeah, James as well. Literally, I thought, but again, I'm sure that we'll kind of get them on at the show soon. So, but no, Paul, thank you
No
Thank
problem.
you for
Barry,
that update.
take care. Have a good week.
Yeah, I want to come down and view some of these games, Paul.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to make it work happen.
Yeah, man.
Trying to
You'll
get
enjoy
down.
it.
It's just that,
Hold on, hold on. We have someone that's just come straight on before Black Clock leaves. We have an exclusive. Wow. Let me kind of bring this person straight in.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing? Evening, guys.
Yes,
Evening.
sir.
Apologies. I was out and about doing so many things, but I
Right,
just missed you to breathe. So I thought, let me come on and just show some support. So I just pulled the car over and just come straight on and, just to support what you're doing over there. So it's good stuff.
Respect for that, Asher, man. Big respect.
Thank you. Could you talk about your game against Wallenham yesterday?
I think there's not much to it. It's pretty controlled. Went in 2-0 at half time. They got back in. They had a penalty, got back into the game, and then we sort of just stepped up a gear. I think it's one of them games where you're so in control that it becomes a bit complacent. But then we started to click and went into kind of second gear and just kind of put the game to bed. It was a late kickoff, actually, 3 p.m, because there was an issue with the ref. Apparently dislocated his shoulder on the way to the game or something. So we had to get a replacement. So yeah, a lot of things that happened, but yeah, it was quite a comfortable win, to be honest. It should have been more, but it's football. That's sometimes how things go. Keepers make great saves, people miss chances, or whatever. It's just part of the game.
And what's the game that you're looking forward to the most in the next couple of weeks?
I'm looking forward to all of them, to be honest, because what Paul was saying earlier about when teams know that you're unbeaten for 4, 5, 6, 7 games, whatever it is, and you've been scoring goals for fun. Some teams will be spurred on by that. They want to make an impression. They want to play these games. They want to halt your progress as a team. So I think in the next few weeks, we've got London Cup on Saturday, and then we've got Blackheath, another unbeaten team from our league, and then we've got Independent, depending what's happening with your fixtures, because I know something's been moved around, so that might go on to another date. But I think that's all we've got at the moment. So that this is a good month for games. So
Ashraf,
of course, go on, Barry.
Who do you think is going to be joining? Obviously, I back us, and obviously you back you at the moment with our unbeaten runs and the goals that we've scoring. Who do you think is going to join the pack to maybe a dark horse, as Tabri says?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the other teams really. None of them have got any real form apart from Blackheath. So I think just on the basis of that alone, I'd have to say Blackheath, because they played 3, won 3, and between us, yourself, and them, we're the only team that haven't dropped any points as of yet. So I think purely on that basis, I'd have to say that. But it's November. It's going into November now, and a lot can change over the course of the next 4 or 5 months. So, but I definitely don't see us losing 5 games. I don't see you guys losing 5 games. So and that puts everybody else into that bracket of us not losing against them. So it's quite difficult to say, but there'll be other teams, and there will be some upsets, because it's the nature of the beast.
And how important is goal difference, do you think, this season?
I mean, it could come down to that, but I don't think it will come down to that, if I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't think it will.
Like I said to Bruce, they will be coming to win.
Yeah, you go into every game.
You go to game to win. Teams go to games
to win the game.
We will be coming also to win, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. Don't get me wrong. It will. You won't have your way all the time. you won't. Sometimes you have to win ugly.
Exactly.
and not a lot of teams can win ugly.
Exactly.
That's
You know
how
what I
you
mean?
win the league, though. That's how you tell a good
Yeah, you need a bit of that.
win the league.
You need a bit of that. We're confident that anyone will play. We can come out on top, but we have to be on our game. It's not about just saying that we can be on top. We need to be on top and do the right things in the right moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Asha, your goal ratio is crazy.
We
The
create a
amount
lot.
of goals your team is scoring is. Ooh. I thought ours was great, but your goal ratio.
No,
is,
they're scoring goals, man. They're scoring goals.
you are putting teams. You're laying the sword.
Yeah, I mean, we create a lot, and you know how it goes as footballers and as managers and coaches, that normally if you scored that many, you probably should have scored more. You created more chances to score
But I do
more
see
goals.
that you're conceding as well, Asha. I do see you're conceding as well.
Kind of, not really. I mean, not really. You know, I guess
I don't know what that means. Not really. You concede or you don't concede.
No, we've conceded goals. I mean, it is Vets football at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna concede some games, and other games you're not. It's just about keeping that deficit down and doing the best to not concede.
Yeah.
I don't on the contrast, I don't think we've conceded that much goals. Yet we conceded 4 at Leone. Yeah, we had 10 men. We was up against it for some moments in the game with the 10 men. And like Paul said, that they can do that to you. They're good in some moments. They're not a silly team. And that's it. But every other game, it's more like 2-1. So it's not great amounts of goals, and you're not worried about that.
I wasn't suggesting that either. I wasn't suggesting that.
No, I'm not saying that. But you know, you're saying we score a lot, but we concede as well. But show me a team in any of the leagues that don't. You know, show me a team in any of the leagues that don't.
Just make sure you bring the white rum, Asher, when we play you. We don't want no brandy. I don't want no brandy. Just bring the white rum.
Don't worry, brandy's for man of the match.
Okay,
White runs for everything else.
No excuses from either team.
We'll return the favor. Don't worry, we'll return the favor.
Yeah, we always have a drink. We always have a drink afterwards. You know, football first.
Yeah, 100%. Of course. Asher, man, honestly, thank you. Please, you know what? Come off this studio. Get yourself home safely, please, man. Honestly, like, thank you
Asher,
so much.
Take care.
No problem. You take care, guys. Have a good evening. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? Big like shout out to like Sporting Santos, and again, like this is just again representing Vets. You know, Vets football. They literally support what everyone's doing, supporting what I'm doing as well. And again, you know, we have banter. Like we have
the right banter. Though.
We have the right banter.
Have the right banter. There's no narratives where you take away and you try and twist the narrative. It's right banter. You know what I mean? I love that.
What I do realize, it's a game both teams really know they have to win.
100%.
That's a game where everybody knows they have to win. And everybody should be focused for that. That's one of the
them sort of games. As a coach, you cannot wait to implement your plan and to see if it works.
Cool. That's when you really see who your players are. You know?
Yes.
You really see what players are made out of, character, everything.
And as Asher said, they haven't even got into They haven't even got into third gear yet.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Same as us. They haven't even got into third gear yet. They haven't even got into third gear yet. It takes another team to do that to us. They're the team that's going to do that. That's going to bring the gears out, and it's going to be a beautiful game. I know it. Me and Ray, it's going to be a joy just to stand there.
Make sure you get a decent ref. Remember, make sure they're decent.
You can't bank on that.
That's what can always kill the game. Remember.
We had one yesterday that just.
Poor ref.
Oh my God.
Let's not talk about that. Paul, honestly, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
And Paul, we will speak real
right,
soon.
Take care, Barry. Take care to Breeze.
Respect, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Barry just kind of makes it just two of us. So yeah, again, what a very what a great show. Again,
Excellent show, Bruce.
again, thank you to yourself, thank you to Emeka, thank you to Paul, thank you to Asher, thank you to Sak as well. And yeah,
good
again,
guy.
this is, you know, again, as I keep saying before, this is a show for the people. So so again, thank you to everyone that's been watching. Please, you know, click that like and subscribe button. Put your comments in, put your feedback. I literally, you know, read and reply to like everything on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So like, thank you so much. And like, coach, what's quickly, what's kind of happening with your kind of youth teams?
London Cup coming up as well. We're playing semi-pro club. The under-16s have got Welling United in the London Cup on the 13th. Next week, Nino's team, the under-13s, will be playing the favourites for that cup, which is Most Wanted. That's next week. And under-12's got no game. And the new under-10s teams played 6 games unbeaten all season. So that's looking good. So things are up and up for the youth section of Independent Football Club. So things are going well.
Great stuff.
That's just a quick wrap of what's happening coming up.
I love that. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Hope everyone has a productive week. And again, shows will be coming out every Thursday and Sunday. Thank you guys for like tuning in. Coach Barry, as always, even when you're late, I can't be mad at you.
You can't be, man. Good show, Chris. Enjoyed it again.
Coach.
Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks everybody watching. Yeah. Good show.
Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
All right. Bless everyone.